So I want you guys to do a blind contour drawing for this exercise, and a blind contour drawing is essentially when you are looking at your subject and you are not looking at your page. So what I have my students do in my in-person class is I have them cover their hand with another sheet of paper on their pad so that they don't cheat and they don't look. So I've done one here ahead of time that is supposed to be my hand. And the objective of this drawing is not to, it's not to make something that really looks like a hand, but it's instead it's supposed to be a way to get you guys to practice active looking and looking at your subject and not looking at your page while you're drawing, because when you're drawing, you need to look at, you're not going to know what to draw unless you are looking at what you're drawing. So what I want you to do is I want you to take your hand and I just want you to follow the outer contour lines of your hand, and you should not be looking at your drawing as you're doing this. And so I'm going to start here. I'm going to start with my wrist and just work my way around my hand. And if you notice, the way that I'm drawing this is really, really, really slowly. So you should not rush with these. The biggest mistake with these is that people rush. They rush through them, and I can tell because the lines, if your lines look not weird, if your lines don't look like spaghetti and meatballs, basically, you're probably not doing this exercise right. And this is just a way to really get you warmed up and to kind of change it's a way to change your mode of thinking. And it's a way to change your mode of thinking and to get the right side of your brain activated and not use the left side of your brain, which is kind of difficult because as I'm talking uses the left side of the brain, and drawing uses the right side of the brain. So right now my brain is very confused. So I'm going to just draw and stop talking. Another thing you guys want to be careful about is not lifting your pencil. If you have noticed, I have not lifted my pencil once. The reason why, I don't really know why they do this, but you're not supposed to lift your pencil, and I think it's because because they don't want you thinking too hard about what you're seeing. You're just supposed to be following the contour lines and the creases and the folds and the wrinkles in your hand. So when you're doing this exercise, do not lift your pencil and just try to continuously focus on what you're looking at instead of thinking about what's going on onto your actual page. Okay, so if we take a look at this drawing, we can see that it does not really look like a hand at all. Well, it kind of looks like a hand, but again, this is not supposed to be an exercise that you are doing to make something look like something else. It's a way to activate the part of your brain that processes seeing and gets you it forces you to translate what you're seeing and to capture it on the page. So it's kind of like working on hand-eye coordination. And I also want to mention that if you notice the one on the right and the one on the left look totally different. Well, no, they don't look totally different, but this one, when I did it, I was not talking. And when I did this one, I was talking. So I feel like this one is kind of a little bit more representational of a hand. Again, you're not really supposed to be drawing these to make them look like hands, but you should try not to talk when you do them, because they end up being a little bit more effective as an exercise than if you're talking while you're trying to draw them.